Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, picking up right from where we left off. Windbreaker Season 2 Episode 2 began with a focus on Ren Kaji, who confronted the apparent leader of the KEEL group. The leader lectured Kaji about their being similar and how he thought they'd get along, with Kaji silently listening the whole time. The leader continued to say fear is the best way to gain power over others, calling being feared the best feeling. He assumed Kaji felt the same way, likewise asking why he and the Bofurin pretend to be good people. He asserted that Kaji belonged on his side, saying Kaji should join KEEL if he beat him as he was introduced as Shingo Natori. Kaji interrupted him here, saying that people like him had no right to talk about Furin. Focus then shifted to Haruka Sakura's fight against Takeru Kongo, with Kongo growing worried at Sakura's sudden change in demeanor. He ordered some fodder to charge at him, with Sakura swiftly and effortlessly dealing with them. Then we saw Sakura approach Kongo, who was clearly terrified, and knocked out with a single punch from Sakura. As he challenged some KEEL bystanders, focus shifted to Taiga Tsugura's fight against Shiyu Kirishima. Taiga said the hits he was taking were his atonement, as he was both unable to support his classmates and had to be saved by his upperclassmen. Kirishima angrily threw a punch as focused shift to Kyotaro Sugishita. His opponent, Taishi Mogami, said he was starting to get bored of Sugishita's toughness and wanted to end this. Each dodged some attacks from the other, until Mogami landed a kick by spinning on the wooden plank he was wielding. However, Sugishita caught his feet as focus returned to Sugura, who had caught Kirishima's fist. As each counterattacked, they began getting more into the fight and looking more like themselves while trading subsequent blows. Each delivered knockout blows to their opponents shortly afterwards, with focus then shifting to Mitsuki Kiryu's fight against Renji Kaga. The two initially traded verbal jabs before Kaga rushed at Kiryu, asking him why he isn't embarrassed for being wimpy and girly. Kiryu was unbothered by this, until Kaga began talking about the weak having to follow the strong. Kiryu then said he must be way too exhausting for girls and was an embarrassing person. Realizing he hit a nerve, Kiryu continued to point out that Raga was weak since he was following someone else's orders. This incented Raga to attack in even more of an uncoordinated frenzy, while trying to justify why he wasn't weak. Kiryu then called Raga an ignorant frog living in a well, before quickly ending the fight with two light but well-placed hits. Episode 2 then shifted focus to Takeshi Enomoto and Yuto Kusumi, helping out the general Bofurin fighters. So guys, if you're still here watching, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Sakura also began lending a hand, clearly still upset it took him so long to realize his priorities and play his role. He then met up with Tsugura, Kiryu, Enomoto, and Kusumi, warning all not to let their guards down despite the battle swinging into their favor. He added to shout if they needed help and that he'd make sure he's there next time, which impressed Enomoto and Kusumi. They all then charged into battle, where Hayato Suo's opponent, Hansuke Tone, landed at Sakura's side after Suo sent him flying. A calm but clearly angry Suo approached Tone without saying a word to Sakura, glaring at his enemy all the while. Tone tried throwing a punch, but Suo knocked him out with a strong kick to the nose. Suo go to throw additional punches, but Sakura stopped him. Suo commented on being irritated at how KEEL treated them, to which Sakura said he was also upset but at himself. This clearly resonated with Suo, who then returned to his normal disposition and applauded the truth of Sakura's words. As Suo walked away, he looked back at Sakura and said he truly was no match for him. Focus then shifted back to Kaji's fight, where he was on the defensive but managing to get some hits in. Natori commented on Kaji looking like he wanted to go berserk, saying that his true beastly nature makes him unfit to be a hero. Kaji agreed, as a brief flashback began showing that Kaji often loses control of himself in a fight. While Natori celebrated this, Kaji commented on how his inability to control these urges made him feel inhuman. He implicitly credited Tomohiragi, Hajime Umemiya, and others for teaching him how to be a human before asking who KEEL's true leader was. Natori ignored this, instead promising to make Kaji a beast as nature intended him to be. Kaji took control of the fight briefly, but Natori eventually cornered and began beating him. This caused Kaji's demeanor to change, seemingly starting his transformation into the beast he spoke of. The two traded heavy blows briefly before Kaji knocked Notori out, who was happy to see Kaji like this. Kaji regained control of himself after, with the Bofurin's victory fully achieved. Windbreaker Season 2 Episode 2 ended with Anzai and Nagato speaking briefly and reconciling their differences thanks to Sakura's and Kaji's help. The episode primarily deserves commendation for its simultaneous and effective development of several characters, including Sakura, Kaji, and Suo. Animation Studio Cloverworks balances this focus with satisfying action that also fully concludes the fight against KEEL for now. Likewise, with Kaji's words teasing other members of KEEL hiding in the shadows, fans can expect these hidden foes to begin revealing themselves in the coming weeks. And with that, guys, thanks for watching and have a good one.